Life was difficult as it is, but being a single mother, raising children on my own had its own challenges. I was juggling life between work, school runs, house chores and after-school clubs. Then March 2020, my world came to a complete standstill. COVID-19 had hit the UK and paralysed our lives. Suddenly my kids and I were cut off from the world. As an adult, I felt scared, lonely and isolated. I could not stop thinking that something terrible will happen to us and we would die. News of death was everywhere. Outside, I could hear ambulance sirens one after the other. Bad news followed more bad news everywhere. My maternal grandmother, who had practically raised me, passed away, and I wasn't even allowed to attend her funeral. I was anxious and depressed and had nowhere to turn. Unemployment was at its peak and I had lost my job. My home felt like a tiny, solitary confinement cell. My kids were restless and irritable, being stuck in a small flat for hours on end trying to complete work set by school at home was overwhelming and draining. I felt trapped. I could not do this anymore. One of the mums from my children's school rang one day to check up on us, and I couldn't help it. I burst out into tears and said there's no light at the end of the tunnel. She listened to me as I talked about my fears and worries, and told me about a community support group in our local area who can help us. I was signposted to a volunteer who regularly called to check up on us and was a listening ear for the problems I was facing. Talking to somebody about my situation made me feel like there is a glimmer of hope amid the darkness. Slowly, our lives felt much happier. We did not feel like we were alone. Finally, I could see light at the end of the tunnel.